Hello everyone, it's Rainbow Staple here, and we're here with another Master Duel event. We have the Duel Trial Event, which gives us 3 decks to play with, and that's it. You can't make your own deck, they're all structure decks. So let's jump straight into it. I'll do a quick rundown of the decks, which one I think is best, and then we'll go through some games. See you there. So here are the 3 decks that we have. We have a hero deck focused on fusion summoning. We have a synchro summoning deck based around kind of Stardust Dragon. And lastly, we have the Xyz deck kind of based around the Utopia monsters. Now, as you can see, these lists are very anime. They have one card one copy of each card that they run, and you have to believe in the heart of the cards to draw the correct cards. And I'll be honest with you, this deck, or this event, is hot garbage. It's so boring. Like, you draw a couple of cards, and you pray you draw ones that work together. If not, you scoop. And if you do, your opponent just scoops. It's very boring, but luckily it's a very short event. I will say the best deck in this event is this Xyz deck. It has a lot more consistency than a lot of the other decks, and we'll show you in these games here. So we're going to start out with the kind of middle ground Fusion Heroes deck. Now, I thought we'd go for the middle ground since it kind of shows off how inconsistent these decks are at doing what they want you to do. So we won the coin toss, and we're going to be going second just so we can get that extra card. Our opponent will go into a copy of Gagaga Wind, which will special summon a Gagaga monster. He will summon Gagaga Child to tribute into ZW Eagle Claw and set 1. At the start of our turn, we will summon Card Trooper and set Limit Reverse, which does nothing currently. We'll mill 3 and end our turn, since it isn't enough attack to go over. We milled some good cards, notably Necros, which lets us tribute summon. He'll use Gagaga Revenge to special summon the Gagaga Child. He will attack over our Card Trooper to let us draw 1 card when it goes to the graveyard. We will then summon back the Card Trooper with Limit Reverse. Now, once it's destroyed again, we will once again draw another card, which is much needed for these decks because they are so inconsistent. Now, we're going to use the Necro Gardener effect to summon out the Blade Edge. We will also Monster Reborn the Card Trooper for more card advantage. Once he's summoned, we're going to mill 3 just for the fun of it. And let's go to battle. We're going to attempt to attack over the Eagle Claw, but he will use half Unbreak, so it cannot be destroyed by battle. We'll battle over the Child. We'll kill a Child today with our Card Trooper, and then pass turn. So he will go into battle and attack over our Card Trooper. Clearly hasn't learned that we will draw a card every single time that happens. Our hand is abysmal. We have no fusion monsters or way to go into our fusion monsters. Luckily we have Call of the Haunted set. Now this is a great draw. We drew our Prisma. This will let us send a Grand Mole to the graveyard. We will then Call of the Haunted that Grand Mole to bring it back. And we'll go to the battle phase, and our opponent will scoop because he realises there's nothing he can do against the Mole. See? This is a fusion deck. There is no fusion summoning going on unless you draw. I think there's 2 poly cards in there. It's ridiculous. It's silly. I don't know why they didn't just kind of make it consistent, make a good deck, Konami. Like, even if it's scuffed, I don't understand why these are in here. So next we're going to go into the Z's deck, the Utopia deck, which is probably the best deck of the format. You summon Utopia, and it's very hard to get over it with the other decks. So let's see how this game goes. We lost the coin flip, so we will be going first. We're going to normal summon Unicorn Spear, set 1, pass. Simply because it has the highest attack value out of all of them, and none of these cards really do anything. Our opponent got lucky and drew the 1 target for Cards of Consonance, managed to special summon 2, plus 1 token from the effect here, set 2, and he will special summon Formula Synchron, which will let him draw a card, and once per chain in my turn, Synchro Summon. He will set a 3rd and pass. Now, back onto us. We drew a good card, Gagaga Magician, but we will be normal summoning Gagaga Gardener to go straight into Utopia, which is the win con. We will be attaching Sylphid Wing to give it 800 attack and possibly boost it further. He will protect his Synchron, so we're just going to attack over the token. Now we're sitting at 3,300 with 2 negates to this kind of attack. He's going to normal summon and then then synchro into Armory Arm, and then he will use Descending Lost Star to special summon the Synchron back onto the field at level 1. I will activate my effect to boost its attack by another 1,600, and then he will pass. I drew an equip spell. I'm just going to equip it straight to the Utopia to give it more attack. 6,900, very nice. He activates defense draw to take 0 damage, but then realizes he's never going to be able to beat over the Utopia, and that's game. Again, this is probably the best deck in this format just because it actually does something, and I mean, not consistently, but much more consistently than the other decks. You literally summon out Utopia, you win. Now we're going to be showing off arguably the worst deck in the format. I played over 10 games to try and get a good game with this deck, but unfortunately this is the best I could get. It's very, very sad to watch, so let's get into it. So we won the coin flip, so we will be going second. Our hand is mediocre at best. He will summon the Flute of Summoning Karibo to summon a Winged Karibo to his side and set 1 and pass. So we can't really do much with this hand, but we're going to summon Level Warrior, make it level 4, summon Hyper Synchron, and then set an equip spell and pass because of negate attack. See, we considered going to Stardust Dragon, but this will banish it after we do that. He's going to beat over our level 4, which is a very smart move, so we can't Synchro next turn. He's then going to Monster Reborn the Winged Karibo, so it delays us for another turn. Quite a funny play, honestly. Now, on our turn, we will normal summon the Hedgehog and just go straight to battle. We're going to attack over the Winged Karibo with the Hedgehog and then kind of BM a little bit. Why not? We also set a half shot, but it doesn't matter. And I just wanted to say, as I said previously, I've played over 10 games with this deck to try and get a good kind of hand. The best I could do is normal summon a monster with about 1,800 and pass. It's a very interesting event for sure. So we're going to keep the video short just because this is a very short event. As you can see, you only need to win 3 times and you get a single pack for doing all that. I opened absolutely nothing, so it wasn't worth it at all, but it was a good bit of fun trying to get some good games for this video. Now, as I say, if you do want to win, play the Unfaltering Wings of Hope deck. It's much more consistent than the other two, which isn't saying much, but it will win you games. Most of my games in this, and I've played around 20 just to try and get some good duels, have ended on turn 2 because they realise I can't do anything against your board, or I literally can't do anything at all. These decks are so questionable. There's so many cards that require specific cards to work, and you have one of each of them, and it's almost impossible to draw into. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I know this has been quite a short video, but this is quite a quick event, which I'm thankful for, because if I had to grind this until I had 11,000 points, I would actually cry, because these decks are silly. So Konami, if you're listening, which I know you're not, please make better decks if you're going to do this again in the future. Make them fun to play, because playing these decks, it doesn't make me want to craft one of them. Like, you haven't shown me any potential whatsoever. So let me know down in the comments what you think of this event. Personally, I think it's a train wreck, but I'm glad it's only on for a couple of days. Let me know in the comments how you feel about it. And yeah, hope you get those wins quickly and enjoy. And as always, happy dueling.